Yes, let's go. Welcome back to it. It is the Right Hook Pod. It's your guy Mike Ryan. That's my guy Sniper, the Hebrew Hammer, live in wherever the fuck he is, man. Listen, we'll get to that in a second. Apologies for last week. The BMF Lost Files. No clue when that's going to be released. We shot a whole episode in person. Didn't go the way we planned to go. So Sniper, first of all, let's just get right into it. The BMF fight. It happened. Justin Gaethje, round 2 knockout.
Yes, Sirski. So, and unfortunately, you guys couldn't see what we were talking about, but we definitely, especially me and Jake, we were heavy on Gaethje.
Oh, what? Me too. Me too. What are you talking about?
You were.
I got slips to prove. By the way, I got slips.
You do. That's on me. But yeah, we knew what it was. We knew what it was. We knew it was a redemption time, and my boy came in with the head kick from hell, and yeah, he got it done. He's now the baddest.
So Jake, let me ask you, Jake, how do you feel about the results of the fight? Were you a little surprised, or did you kind of feel like this was what Justin Gaethje does?
I mean, like you said, those lost files, man. So, when those things come out, you're gonna see. But at the end of the day, I knew it was gonna happen. I didn't know it was gonna be by head kick, right? But I knew it was gonna be happening. I knew it was gonna be a finish by Justin. I knew he was gonna be patient in there, and he looked good. Man, he looked like a dog in there, right? Listen, I don't know how good my vocals is. I'm currently getting some grub right now, but I can't miss the pod, so I'm here.
Well, we appreciate that, man. We appreciate everyone who's rocking with us. Listen, huge fight card this week. We'll get to it in a minute. UFC Fight Night is going to go down. Corey Sandhagen, one of Sniper's favorite fighters. He's going up against Rob Font in the Music City, Nashville, this Saturday. But before we do that, let's get to what's trending. We're going to get right to it. Hold on. It's the Right Hook Pod. Okay, welcome back to the Right Hook Pod. It's Mike Ryan, my guy Hebrew Hammer, and Sniper all hanging out as we get ready for UFC Fight Night at the Bridgestone Arena in Nashville. Before we get to that, what's trending? Conor McGregor, it seems he was a little eager at home, maybe a little too much proper 12. And Sniper, I'll throw it to you first. He was calling out Justin Gaethje, and he was calling out something that he wants.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like he wants the BMF belt. Like, for me, it's a little weird because like what are you doing, kid? What are you doing? You don't want to fight. You don't want to fight Chandler because you're like fuck Chandler. Now you want to fight Gaethje, but you want to fight Poirier before, and then you were so amped to fight Chandler. I don't know. To me, it seems like he's at this point where he's just saying stuff and chirping and chatting just to try and stay on the leaderboards, stay relevant and things like that. And
Well, I think if anyone knows Conor McGregor, it's Jake. Jake, your guy Conor McGregor. What is going on with him, man? Is he just doing this for relevance? What's up with him, man?
Man, listen, Conor is. I'm sorry, I'm ordering a beer. I'll do the Sloop juice, please. Yeah, you want a tall one? Yes, please. Of course. So listen, I'm trying to order some drinks.
All good, bro. All good.
So listen, Conor is a master of keeping himself in the let's say he's a master of being the center of attention, right? That's what we're talking about here, right? This guy, promotion wise, listen, he's gonna. If there's any big card, I want to know the last big card that happened and Conor McGregor didn't start tweeting. It's like
very true.
It feels like it doesn't matter who fighting. Conor McGregor is going to be talked about afterwards. He's a maniac. He's going to be that guy that's going to be talked about no matter what card it is. So, I'm not surprised.
Well, let me ask you this then, fellas. Let me ask you this, right? So Conor McGregor, he's tweeting Gaethje, but they're all telling him, yo, you're on steroids. What do they mean by that?
I mean, I honestly speaking, you saw how big he got. He wasn't that big, and he got pretty big pretty fast. So I'm like, that's just, I guess, I don't know. That's a fighter's reflex to be like, you got that big, that fast. You're definitely juicing.
Right.
But we don't know for sure, right? We can just only make assumptions and accusations. But we don't know for sure. But
he does look pretty big, though.
He put on some pounds.
Fact.
But I don't know. I would see why they wouldn't want to fight somebody who they're assuming is on, an illegal substance, performance enhancing drug or whatever the case may be. But I don't know, man. Fuck it. This
All
is
right,
for the BMF belt,
let
bro.
me ask you, Jake, real quick. If Justin Gaethje and Connor stepped in the ring, I'm just curious your thoughts on that fight.
So that's actually what I was about to just touch on, man. I think, man, I love Conor to death, bro. So it's hard for me to say this, but you got to pick your matchups, right?
Pick
You
your
got to pick
poison.
your matchups, man. And I always thought that Michael Chandler was easy matchup for Conor McGregor just because he throws them big looping punches and stuff like that. And Conor's like that straight left hand, man, is gonna take you out. Especially, and I don't know if Conor's wrestling defense is pretty damn good. So I always thought that was like the perfect matchup for Conor, especially to come back. Gaethje, not so much. Gaethje, not so much, man. I mean, look at what Dustin Poirier did to Conor McGregor's legs. If Justin Gaethje kicks his leg, it might break in half.
Again.
Like,
Sniper, let me ask you too. How do you feel? How'd that fight go?
I agree. Chandler might have been the better luck of the draw for him. If he's calling out Gaethje, he might be teasing the boogeyman a little bit for him, and especially for a comeback fight. I get it. You want to call out the big dog. You want to call out the baddest motherfucker as at this point, but that's not a smart business decision for Conor. I feel if he wants to come back, make a name for himself, and actually, return to the quote unquote top spot in the UFC, you're gonna have to win, right? And you're gonna have to win pretty decidingly. You can't just come back after something like this and split decision it. You have to dominate the entire fight, and that's not happening against Gaethje.
I just feel like if Connor doesn't fight for the belt and nobody really wants to fight him, like in as far as like, well, you're on steroids, whatever. When does Connor hang him up? Like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe that's for another day, but
Honestly, like,
start thinking we've seen maybe Connor's last fight soon.
I hear what you're saying, but honestly, Connor's the type of fighter, and he's just so well renowned in the UFC and combat sports in general, to where it's like he can kind of go out on his own terms regardless of what happens. You know what I mean?
Right. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like the status that he has right now, a human being, as a fighter, as a businessman, like he can go out when on his own shield. He can go out whenever he wants to, and that's just my opinion.
Right now, Jake, how long do you think we're gonna see McGregor for?
Man, it's tough. It's like McGregor's. It's so hard to talk about, right? You just don't know. You don't know what happened. Do I see him getting a title again? I'm not sure. We have to see him get back. So I do think he will come back and fight another fight. I see why he wants to come back and fight Gaethje, because it's like, does Conor actually want to sit down and go through all that training to get a title shot? Right. He's just going to walk into a title shot at this point. So I don't know if he wants to do that. You know what I mean? So I think he sees that silver belt, you know what I mean, shining a little bit, that BMF belt, bass motherfucker, just another feather in the cap for Conor. So I do see him like wanting to chase something like that, maybe down the road a little bit. But I don't know. I see max 2 fights out of Conor. I mean, if he loses, I think he'll try to get something crazy, some crazy fight like a Nate Diaz trilogy or something like that. You know, get the fans going and a fight that he could win and go out kind of on top. But that's all I see left from Conor. I mean, if he goes out there and knocks Michael Chandler out, though, Dana White's gonna give him a title shot.
Right. Yeah, you ain't wrong there.
Right there. It's tough talking about Conor McGregor in that sense. Like, shit, he might retire. We don't know. But what we do know is we got a lot of fights. We got to cover a lot of UFC news all coming up. So hang tight. It's the Right Hook Pod. Let's go. Welcome back to the Right Hook Pod. It's Mike Ryan, the Hebrew Hammer, my guy Sniper. We're all here, man, regardless of where the hell we are. Clearly, Jake's out getting chicken tenders and french fries. My guy Sniper putting a couple 2-tree Hennies back. And me, I look like I'm in a trailer. So with that being said, listen, this is what we do, man. We come out and we talk a bunch of shit. Now, I have a question. So I put together the prep sheet, right? And I get a lot of topics that we bounce back and forth. and one of them comes up, and it's who is gatekeeping in the UFC. Now, for me, I got pushed out of high school pretty early. I don't know what the fuck gatekeeping is. What does that mean? And I guess I think it was who was it, Jake? So we'll have Sniper. Sniper, what the fuck does that mean? And who's gatekeeping in the UFC?
I don't know, man. It looks like them bangs are gatekeeping in your forehead right now.
Yo, I don't want to talk about it because my barber moved to Texas 10 years ago, and I haven't found a real barber.
Wow, that's tough, bro.
But that was funny.
So tough.
Funny guy.
Go ahead.
No doubt. Anyways, yeah, you know what? Go ahead.
So gatekeeping, right? So long story short, I feel like it's basically somebody who's been in the UFC for X amount of time and might have been on top of their specific division, but they're at a point in their contract or in their career where it's like they're getting the new up and comer fighters in the division, and if that person can beat the gatekeeper, then their career kind of moves up a bit exponentially. Like, so before they fought that person,
was it Dillashaw? You're saying
exactly. Like, so if that person is like they're moving up at regular pace, then they fight the gatekeeper. Now they're moving up to ranked fighters and top 5 and top 3 title shots. So that's basically what a gatekeeper in the UFC is. And I real question for you, Ryan. Are we talking like who's the gatekeeper in the UFC in general, or are we talking specific divisions? Because that's
well, here, how about this? I think that one came from Jake. So, Jake, what do you feel?
Listen, when I brought it up, I was thinking about who is the gatekeepers now? Because I mean, Ryan, I'll give you a great example, right? And that's Nate.
I don't know when we started calling me Ryan here, but that's fine.
And that's Nate Diaz, man. Nate Diaz is like I feel like almost Nate Diaz invented the word gatekeeper, right? Just a guy in the division that's an absolute dog, right? And if you want to fight for a title, you got to fight this guy, right? So when I'm thinking about that, when I'm thinking about the gatekeepers that kind of made that name up, you know what I mean? The Jorge Masvidals, the people like that.
So would you say Kamaru Usman is a gatekeeper?
What was that?
So would you say Kamaru Usman is the gatekeeper of the welterweight?
Absolutely not. No, he's at the top. I mean, you're talking about guys who could be there, but they could never really get there, and they're fighting all these young guys, and you kind of like you got to beat this guy to get to the title. You know what I mean? So when I was thinking about it, I was just thinking like all the people who were the real gatekeepers of the UFC, I feel like are kind of retired now.
Yeah.
So, and I was just thinking, who are the gatekeepers now? Who are the guys in the middle division? And don't have to be any division, you know what I mean? Because like when we thought about before, it was that 170 division, you know what I mean? Those are the guys who you had the gatekeepers, you know what I mean?
Right.
This division now, I'm kind of looking at the 150, 155 division, you know what I mean? Like that kind of feels like the division that's like there's these guys out there like the Michael Chandlers, for instance, that like are they gonna be a title holder? I don't think so. But they're just dogs up there that it's like if you got to get through this guy.
Right. So yeah, so I feel the exact same way. But when I was thinking, when that question had got asked, right, and I started thinking about that, I started thinking about every single division because I believe there's gatekeepers in every single division.
Fire them off. Did you write them down?
I did write them down.
Fire them off. So right now, Sniper's about to let y'all know who he thinks the gatekeepers are.
Let me give a yay or nay on these.
Say that again?
Let me
give him a yay or nay.
Oh, okay. Say less. So for the featherweight division, and so real quick, like gatekeepers kind of have like a negative connotation, especially amongst fighters, because they're kind of like journeymen per se. But in this case, I don't feel like it should be negatively connotated. I feel like it's just putting respect on these fighters' names as like complete veterans and as complete like I don't know. They've held their stature long enough to know that if you beat me, then you deserve a little push in the rankings. You know what I'm saying? But if you can't beat me, you can't beat the top guys. So definitely all due respect with all of these fighters. But for the featherweight division, men's featherweight division, Max Holloway is a gatekeeper in that division. You know what I mean? If you could beat Max Holloway, then you're definitely fighting top 10, top 5 contenders in that division. Arnold Allen had his crack at it. You know what I mean? If Arnold Allen would have beat Max Holloway, he was already on the rise. So if he could have beat Max Holloway, he was skyrocketing in the featherweight division. Unfortunately, you know what I mean, Max is really like that, and he couldn't get past him. Jake, you agree with that?
I do. That's a yay for me.
Okay. Yep. So for the bantamweight division, Piotr Jan. You know what I mean? So he obviously he was the bantamweight champion. He lost to Aljo twice, and yeah. So now he's been in this point in his career where he's fighting these people, and like he's either winning by split decision or he's just flat out losing. And now and every person who has fought and beaten him, you know what I mean, up to the top. TJ Dillashaw came back, fought Piotr Jan, I think, and won, and then now he fought Aljo. The bantamweight champion. I don't know why I'm having a brain fart.
The better one in that division.
In the bantamweight,
I do.
let's hear it.
I think he's fighting this weekend.
Is it Sandhagen?
I think I would have to agree 100% though.
Never title. He's been that guy who's been so close. And if you want a title shot, you gotta beat Cody.
You gotta get through Corey Sanders.
Very true.
Like
very true.
I'm not. I mean, I can see the Peter Yan thing. I mean,
they both though. I think can't there be two?
Well, it's hard. It's yeah. Like so, but when you think about gatekeepers, it's that one guy. If you beat, getting a title shot automatically. So,
I don't know. I think both of them pretty tough.
They're definitely both fair picks for gatekeeping the bantamweight division. So I definitely agree with that. So for the lightweight division, he just beat my boy Jalen Turner on some Super Saiyan shit. Dan Hooker, I feel like, is the gatekeeper of the lightweight division. You beat Dan Hooker.
Shit, Charles Oliveira's been the gatekeeper for a minute too.
Well, so the thing about Charles though, he was champion, and now he's been ranked number 2 or number 1 for the last.
I think Charles was a gatekeeper for a long time.
He was.
And then they were playing him to the point where until he got to where he was.
Right, exactly.
100%. So he definitely was the gatekeeper, but if we're talking active gatekeeper at this point in time, like this era right now, I think Dan Hooker would be classified as such. Because
now, Dan Hooker lost his last fight, though, I don't think he's talked about anymore in that aspect.
Yeah. And that's the thing, right?
Is that what makes a gatekeeper a gatekeeper?
It's because he's been a gatekeeper for a bit. You get what I'm saying? He didn't just
found our new episode name, The Gatekeeper.
So he's I feel like he's been a gatekeeper for a little bit. So now at this point, if he would have lost the last fight, then it's like because he like not counting the last fight or two before Jalen Turner, because I think he won his last fight before that. But like when he fought Poirier, then when Chandler came into the UFC from Bellator, and then he got his ass whooped in a round and a half or a round or something like that. Right. So with things like that, he's been that gatekeeper to where now it's like if he would have lost, then it's iffy. But he ended up winning. Jalen Turner was on his way all the way up. If he would have beat Dan Hooker, now we're talking top 5 fighters. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you. Let me take a stab at middleweight. Is that cool? Let me take a stab at middleweight first. If I'm being honest, I think middleweight Jared Cannonier would definitely have to be like up there. It's like you got to fight Jared Cannonier.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Yeah, I do too.
And a lot of the times the gatekeepers is a fan favorite too, because the guy in the division that's like fight anybody. You know what I mean? Like in a lot of big fights doesn't mean he's necessarily champion, but just a real dog in that division. You know what I mean? That's kind of holding the rope. So you want to get in that top 10, that top 5, like. Everyone knows you gotta beat this guy. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, I agree, 100%. That isn't who I wrote down, but I have no qualms or like concerns or like disagreements with that at all. You beat Jared Cannonier, you're definitely top.
And he looks.
Who'd you have?
Who? I had Derek Brunson. Okay. I had Derek Brunson. It's so kind of the same thing as Dan Hooker. He's been a gatekeeper for a while in that division, I feel. And if you were to beat Derek Brunson, now you're up there fighting top 5 contenders. You know what I mean? So that's why I put him down. So for welterweight, I got Michael Chiesa.
Now though?
Yeah. I mean, he's another one. he's another one ending his. I can't really think of another gatekeeper in the welterweight division, though. Honestly, when I really think about it, so yeah, I pick Chiesa because he's a well-known name in the division. He's a well-known name in the UFC, and he definitely was like I consider him the Tony Ferguson in a way of the welterweight division because he when he was up, he was up. The skid he got going on right now, though, bro, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's definitely a name. It's definitely a name that if you can surpass and conquer, you're getting talked about. Kevin Holland just smoked his boots. And he was already getting talked about. He's definitely getting pushed up now.
Yeah, Kevin Holland's going to be on the rise for sure. All right, moving on. What do you got for light heavyweight?
Light heavyweight. It sucks to say this because he's my guy, but Anthony Smith.
Ah,
Yeah.
I don't. He's got to hang him up, man.
I think so too. I think he's there. I think he's there. Unfortunately, I think he should just stick to
commentating, and he's doing great.
And analyst, he's doing great at it. It's almost like he should have been doing that before.
Right. Absolutely.
He's been doing amazing at it. But yeah, lately, like his head's not in the game. That last fight when he kind of had to, like he was talking to his opponent, like you tried to come at my family. Like I have to protect my family. It's like, bro, is the CTE kicking in already, bro? Like, what are you talking about? It was a little sad to see, but so yeah, I definitely feel like it's time for him.
How do you feel? Are you agreeing with these picks, by the way?
I do. I like a lot of them. Like you said, there's some divisions that are harder than others because, like I said, it's before when you thought about gatekeepers, you only thought about one division. So if you're going through all the divisions, it gets a little tough. Like there's not a lot of dogs that are like controlling that like top 10, top 5 area division. So it does get tough. But I do want to shoot. Listen, if we're moving to heavyweight next, let me shoot mine out real quick.
Sure.
Let me see if the guy below me here.
Actually, hold on. Before you spit yours, let me get mine off real quick, pause, because I think mine might be in a way. What about, I don't know if, see, it's tough, right? I feel like Cyril Gane is definitely like that guy where you kind of have to beat him to prove your worth. But if I wasn't to say him, I would say Tai Tuivasa. I think he's definitely one of the guys in the weight.
Was that your pick, Sniper?
I know, and I don't agree at all with Cyril Gane.
Let me give it real quick. Let me give it. I want to see if me and Cyphers is the same because it might be.
Go ahead.
Black Beast, baby. It's gotta be there.
It is.
Now it is though. Now it is.
We're talking about division.
I feel like he's been Jake. Good call, by the way. I just think I think Derek Lewis has been the gatekeeper for the heavyweight division for a bit now. You know what I mean? And he's just now getting back into the winning column. You know what I mean? So now it's like, is he going to be the gatekeeper moving forward if he continues to perform or puts on another show like he put on this past weekend? Motherfucker threw a flying knee. His 265-pound ass threw a flying knee and ended up finishing boy in the first round. We never see no type of shit like that from the Black Beast.
That's wild. I mean, that was wild.
Going down, man, he pulls off something fucking crazy.
Six-pack Lewis.
Can't count that dog out.
You know what I mean? So I 100%. That's who I wrote down, the Black Beast. Just to touch on your pick, I don't agree with Cyril strictly because he was the last heavyweight champion before John Jones. You know what I mean? So he's
new in the game.
He is new in the game, but no. So Cyril was the interim, and then he became the official heavyweight, and then John Jones came and took that away from him in one round, like a fucking prick. But yeah, so because of that, I wouldn't consider him the gatekeeper of the heavyweight division. And like Jake said, he's also fresh blood, new in the division. So when we're talking about gatekeeper, somebody who's been there for a bit to hold down the division for a little bit, and that definitely has to go to Derek Lewis.
All right, well there you have it. Gatekeeping. If you didn't know, now you know. And if you really don't know by the end of this, then you probably should go back to school because now I know, so you should know. We got more coming up. Hang tight. It's the Right Hook Pod. Okay, welcome back to the Right Hook Pod. It's Mike Ryan, my guy Sniper, and Jake the Hebrew Hammer. God knows where he is. His phone's about to die, so we'll speed up the show a tad bit here. Okay, real quick, let's get into it. When I made the prep sheet, I'm like, there's no way we can't talk about this. And it's top fighters we just can't stand. Like, realistically, there's a ton of fighters where I'm like, I just don't like you. I don't like you. So I will just briefly say, and one of them, you guys are probably going to be like, come on, bro. But I just don't like Islam. I don't like Islam Makhachev. And I'll tell you why. But just give me a second. I'll tell you why. Because we know exactly what's going to happen when you step in the ring with him. He's not going to stand up with you. He's a bitch. He's going to try to tap you out. And I just don't like that. It's like, bro, stand up and be a man. I'm just saying. But we'll throw it to Sniper. I can't stand Islam. I can't stand.
I disagree with that because he dropped Charles in order to get him in that head and arm.
Doesn't matter. Still always results.
Stood up with him and dropped him.
Everyone gets lucky, little rat.
Everybody gets lucky. All right, he did it once before too. I think he has a knockout in his win.
Okay. Tell me against who then?
I can't tell you right now. My head. I know he knocked somebody out. Anyways, whatever. That's your pick, your opinion. Respect it, but fuck you. Colby Covington. Fuck that rat.
Love him. Fuck
that rat.
I love this country.
Yeah, here we go.
Do you hate your country? Do you hate your country?
I love my country, but to the extent where I'm agreeing to 100% of the things that this fuckhead is saying, because I get it. It's a shtick. It's a heel. He needed this personality to stay relevant in the UFC. I don't like that he had to choose a fucking stupid fuckhead to be relevant in the UFC because you suck. Be better. Be a better person. There's people in the UFC who's doing shit. Bro, fake the nice guy, bro. You fake the nice guy like Dustin Poirier. You fucking up there with the, you know what I mean? But no, you want to go stupid.
All right, Jake. Who can't you stand?
Colby fucking Covington.
There you go.
No.
Well, you hate your country too. In
the street, I'll knock him out.
Colby would headbutt you like hell.
I'm just gonna try to stiff my nuts, man.
All right, so he hates Colby Covington. Why do you hate him? Curiously.
Thank you.
Why do you hate Colby?
Because he's a scumbag.
Scumbag, right.
All right, thank you. All right, moving on. Another fighter that I cannot stand, and it's simply just because I can't stand them. And I know this is going to be another hot take. I just don't like the way Rose Thug is. She just Rose Thug. I can't.
If my phone died, I would be so happy. I would be so happy.
Rose Thug, I can't stand her. She just looks like she pouts all the time, and I don't care.
So hold on. How do I switch the camera?
Sniper.
Do I switch this? How do I switch this thing? Nope. That's
I think you hate more. I think you hate more Pat Barry than you hate Rose Thug. You know what I mean?
I don't hate Rose Thug. I just had to come up with something on the fly.
Because fuck Pat Barry, weirdo. Rose Thug, it's hard to hate her, bro. Like, okay, I get it. I understand what you're saying. She just seems so depressed and all the fucking time. That's because fucking stupid pedo boy Pat Barry. That's why. Fucking asshole. Fuck that guy. That's why she looks so mopey and sad. But when she get in that octagon, she's a thug for real, bro. She's a thug for real.
I watched a head kick live in Jacksonville, baby.
I don't like.
Jake, you were there with people going crazy.
Oh my God, it was the most insane experience. That arena was absolutely bonkers, man. Kamal knocks out Jorge. Rose knocks out Weili Yang. It was insane. Let me tell you something.
I don't like how she did Weili.
What I'm dealing with right here, right? Right.
This guy is so excited.
I got the grub going.
You knew what time we were recording.
Let me give you one thing real quick, right? Sandhagen's getting the dub tonight. My phone's about to die in about 2.4 seconds. All right, I'm about to grub up on this chicken sandwich I got here. So Sandhagen for the dub.
Yes, sir.
That's all I got left, boys. I think I got to get up out of here.
All right, Hebrew Hammer, thank you so much.
My boy.
See you soon.
That's my boy.
See you later, brother. Oh my goodness. Listen, it wouldn't be a show without that. And for people who are curious, the Hebrew Hammer is officially full-time on the show. Round of applause for our guy. He's a full-time member. We probably should have gave him his flowers when he was on screen, but
fuck him. He'll be all right.
We'll have to see after. Okay, so we'll wrap up that. We'll get into a little bit of a deep dive with Corey Sandhagen, all coming up right here on the Right Hook Pod. Hang tight. Okay, welcome back. It's the Right Hook Pod, man. Mike Ryan and my guy Sniper, and we're back talking about UFC Fight Night. Is going down in the Music City, Nashville. I actually been in Nashville. It's a fire city, and I feel like the fans are going to be absolutely rowdy for Corey Sandhagen, Rob Font, and man, I know you're pretty pumped about it. Your boy Corey Sandhagen, aka the Gatekeeper. If you didn't know, now you know. But talk to me about it, man. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about this fight? Because whatever comes next is huge.
Yeah,
Whatever happens is implicating what happens in his career moving forward.
100%. So, first of all, this fight being in Nashville, I feel like it's perfect.
It's good for the culture, man.
Yeah, it's definitely good for the culture. A lot of people are gonna pop out to see this. I was actually myself gonna try and make my way over to Nashville. I got a couple boys over at Nashville right now. Shout out Greg, shout out Will, shout out Noah.
Shout out to the boys.
But yeah, was definitely gonna try and go make my way over there, catch the UFC fight, whatever case may be. You know what I'm saying? I never been to one, so that was gonna be my first one ever going. But they want 3 months rent for a ticket, and they want 4 months.
It was like $432 for like a really bad seat. That's just
insane. And I don't want to go up there to what I'm saying, watch the jumbotron and them fighting in the jumbotron, because at that point I'm around 8,000 drunk idiots, can't hear shit. I'd rather just do that much clearer vision in my living room. So unfortunately I couldn't make the trip out over there. But with all that being said, it's definitely going to be a banger. These are two fucking psychopaths going to go at it. My boy Corey Sandhagen, he was supposed to fight Umar Nurmagomedov, an undefeated fighter, and I was very, very nervous about that fight. That fell through for whatever the reason was, and Rob Font stepped up to the plate, and now he's fighting my boy. So big respect to him. But this is also big for Corey Sandhagen. It's big for both of them. You know what I mean? Whoever wins this fight is getting talked about and is definitely in title contention. I believe, right? Yeah. I believe Corey was in title contention before this fight, but we'll get into that. You know what I mean? So boom, quick little breakdown. My boy Corey Sandhagen, he has 7 knockouts and 3 submissions in his career. He's been subbed only one time. I forget who it was. I actually know it was Aljamain Sterling, the current champion in that division. He's on a 2-fight winning streak, and that last win, I personally feel, and I don't think I'm the only one who thought that. Let us know in the comments if you agree with me or disagree with me. But I think he whooped Cheeto's ass.
Yeah, that wasn't even an even fight. No way.
I think he put on a master class on how to, use your distance, angle off. You know what I mean? Just mix it.
Way more technical than he's ever been.
He looked like a fucking machine, and it was glorious for me. You know what I'm saying? Not that I'm not a fan of Cheeto, but I feel like Cheeto gets a bit overhyped sometimes.
Right.
Excuse me. He gets a bit overhyped sometimes. He's a great fighter, but he's not on Sandhagen's level, and that proved to be. But the judges are going to be judges, and gave it a split decision. Don't agree with that. And had it not been a split decision, I feel Corey Sandhagen would have been talked about a lot more. But yeah, he definitely deserves the move up. He's crafty. He throws spinning heel kicks. You saw what he did to Frankie Edgar in like 15 seconds in the first round. Back up, flying knee, knocked him clean out. So you know what type of fighter Corey Sandhagen is, and he's fighting up against a boxer, fucking handboy. You know what I mean? He probably played handball all his life. Rob Font. His hands are dangerous as well. He's a great boxer. He knows how to move his head off the center line. And another guy who knows how to use his range and explodes off the back foot and hit you with power that you don't think he has. And what he did to my boy Adrian Yanez, his last fight, it hurt to see, because Yanez is another one of my guys, and Yanez is also an up and comer who definitely deserves to be talked about a lot more. But that's a breakdown for another podcast, right? Another episode. But Rob Font, he is a savage. The man has 9 knockouts and 4 submissions in his career, and he's also been submitted 1 time in his career. I don't know who submitted him then, but that's besides the case. He won the last 5 out of 7 fights he won, or he won 5 out of the last 7 fights, I should say. Before Adrian Yanez, he had 2 consecutive losses, but then he had 6 consecutive wins after that, or 4 consecutive wins before that.
Right.
So he's just a guy who wins. He finds a way to make it happen.
1 second, keep going though.
So he's he's a guy that makes it happen. And he's a guy who's game to fight anybody, especially another striker in Corey Sandhagen. So I believe that this particular matchup is stylistically perfect. I don't see this going on the ground as much. If it does, I think they might grapple a little bit just to test the waters or whatever. But mostly, I think this is a stand-up fight, and I can't wait to see fireworks.
So 5-round fight. How many rounds does it go?
It might go 5, man. These two are different breed of tough, and it real life might go 5. He went 5 with Cheeto, and I didn't think it would go 5 in that fight. Yeah, I don't know. If anything, it ends. If it does end early, it ends in the championship rounds, I believe.
Okay.
These are just.
You're throwing it to Sandhagen regardless.
Come on, I'm not betting against my boy.
Come on now. All right, there you go. There's your full breakdown for the Corey Sandhagen Rob Font fight going down in the Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. Coming up, we'll do our rapid fire picks, RFPs. Hang tight. It's the Right Hook Pod. And okay, it's the Right Hook Pod, man. Welcome back. It's Mike Ryan, my guy Sniper, and our boy Jake, the Hebrew Hammer, is eating a chicken sandwich somewhere and couldn't be with us for these picks. All right, RFP. It's a new little segment we created with Jake, but he is doing what he's got to do, so we'll hold it down with our RFPs. Sniper, here we go. We'll start it off in the lightweight division. We got our boy in. See, these names are just so ridiculous to me, bro.
Ignacio
Barramondes versus Ludovic Klein.
Ignacio.
What's that?
Ignacio. No hesitation. He's finishing it.
All right. Tanner Bosser going up against Aleska Kamor.
So these 2 fighters, I don't know. I know Tanner. I don't know Alexa. But Tanner's iffy to me sometimes. So just off the strength of that, I'm gonna go Alexa.
All right. Next fight in the featherweight division. I like this. Diego Lopez versus Gavin Tucker. I'm taking Lopez.
Are you taking Lopez?
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'll take him too.
Yeah, I like Diego Lopez. Dustin Jacoby going up against Kennedy Nzechukwu in the light heavyweight division.
I think Jacoby gets it done.
I do too. Jessica Andrade going up against Tatiana Suarez.
So correct me if I'm wrong. I think Tatiana's undefeated.
Tatiana is undefeated at 10-0.
Yeah, and how Jessica Andrade is a demon, and she has the first ever standing head and arm choke I've ever seen in my life. I undefeated fighters, man.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'll give you a quick stat. And here we go. Her height, she's 5'4" compared to Jessica's 5'1". She's got a 66 reach compared to Jessica's 62, and she's 10-0. I'm riding with Suarez.
Yeah, and she throws a lot more. Well, not a lot, but her significant strike accumulation is higher than Andrade. But Andrade throws more. The southpaw. Holy. This one's a toss-up, but if I have to go with the stats that I see right now and knowing what I know about both of these fighters,
yeah,
fuck it. I'll go Tatiana.
I'm going Tatiana Suarez.
Love you, Jessica. You're a demon. You're savage. Just,
All right, last fight of the night. I don't even need to ask you. Corey Sandhagen, Rob Font, go.
It's the Sandman.
I got Rob Font.
Breep. All right. All right. Guess that's what we're doing. Guess that's what we're doing. When your boy gets his head kicked off, don't say nothing.
Listen, Rob Font till the fucking day I die.
Right.
That's the Right Hook Pod. I appreciate everyone for being here. We're back at it next Friday for another fun-filled episode, man. This episode has been great, man. Sniper, anything else before you go?
Fuck Kobe Covington. Yeah, fuck that guy.
You hate your country. That's all. We'll see you next time.